people were complaining about. And I guess it didn't really bother me because he does slide the hands and gets that extra reach right there. See?
Yep, I saw. I think that might have to do with the motion blur. It feels like almost, you know how we added before, he made it so that weapons stayed closer to the hands? Because
Yeah.
we had a while where when you moved around, the weapon would basically lag behind the hands. It
Right.
almost looks like it has that problem again, like that's back for some reason.
Yeah, certainly in the slow motion, I see that a lot. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
All right. So,
And
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to add, and of course, I would like to know how this would look on the characters. That would be interesting to see,
Yeah. It,
if that's even possible.
I imagine, since he's mostly been working in the scripting layer, that it might be moddable, so it might be easy to implement, but I can't say for sure.
We'll see, I guess.
So, adding distinction between light and heavy cuts, I think we sort of discussed that already. Adding cut lines, like cut planes, but for stabbing. The cut planes and the cut lines are great in this game, where when you slash, the blood shows up along the line of the slash, and when you stab, the blood shows up where you stabbed the victim. And
Yes,
that is pretty fantastic.
it actually is, and especially considering, you know, what will happen in the future when he adds the good blood that actually drips down per texel and not per vertex as it does now.
Right.
It's going to look a great dynamic blood in a video game. That's probably a first actually, where it's truly dynamic.
Yeah, I don't know much about that since I haven't studied the blood dynamics in other games, but it certainly sounds cool. So let's see, distinction between light and heavy cuts. Okay, added cut lines, and now characters revert to unmirrored stance after moving. There is a mirrored stance that all of the characters can take. So he made it so that all characters can attack both with the left and the right hand side. But now it looks like when you stop moving, you always will end up like in a left foot forward stance.
Yes.
Which for someone who is right-handed, that is the typical way that they teach you to stand with your weaker arm in front, so that you can
Yes.
jab, and then your strong arm in the back for power.
And the easiest thing you can do, I think, to see the shift to the other foot, is if you do the normal kick attack, where you kick your normal kick attack, because he will basically kick and then just put his foot down, and it looks, yeah, that's what makes the kick attack look so great.
Right.
Yeah, a bit too many enemies there to be able to actually show it properly. But yeah, you can kind of see it, how it's kind of alternating between them.
Right. I'll try and just leave one alive. So there I'm in the reverse stance. And there I'm back in the normal stance. So reverse stance, and then as I move, back to the original stance. Awesome. Thanks for that tip.
Yeah. No problem, man.
And that's it for the rest of this, the changes in this alpha. And yeah, let's move on our list, shall we? So
Yes, we shall.
next on the list is art asset overview number 15. And as is common, we will start by watching the video. So I will go ahead and play that now. I'm not going to mute you, Silverfish, so if you start talking, people will hear you, just to warn you.
Okay.
So, here it comes. Ha, wrong button. Wrong program, I should say. Here we go.
Welcome to the Overgrowth Art Asset Overview. This week I started by fixing up some of the older assets and textures like the one on the skate. I added some more color variation to the base arena detail maps, and I started working on this statue and a little door here to plug these holes on this building. I was pretty happy with how the arena assets are for now, although I might take another pass on the textures later. So I started on a new thing, the obstacles for inside the arena. Right now I'm just building some prefabs using existing assets, but I think they look pretty good, and they might actually be good enough for the game. So it's useful to prototype this stuff anyway, because you get to see what works and what doesn't. Finally, I started working on my next major project, which are the shop stalls and maybe some kind of shanty dwellings to go in a set that will help populate outside the arena. Here I wanted to make a kind of painting that summed up the mood I was going for, kind of get a feel for what I wanted. The next step was trying to visualize how some of these assets might look in the actual game engine. So here I've painted over a screenshot to give myself an idea of what this will actually look like. This set might take a while since it's going to take a lot of items to fill up all these shops. In this one I'm working out some of the specifics of the actual assets. I want to have a strong plan before I start on them, because there's going to be a lot of them, and I don't want to get bogged down in details when I'm just trying to make as many as possible. That's it for this week's Art Asset Overview. Thanks for watching, and don't forget you can pre-order Overgrowth at wolfire.com/preorder. Thanks.
And we're back. And chances are you're not back. You're probably not done watching it yet.
I am back.
All right.
Actually, the lag is great. It's very little lag from me.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that. So let's take a look real quick at, if we can. I'll see if I can fast forward through the video the way that you do. So there were some new, let's see, what did he start with? He started working on the doors, just updating the arena in general. Any thoughts?
It's looking good. It's looking good. I like the door. I like the statue. Yeah, not really too much to say about it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the statues myself. I think they're pretty great. So definitely happy to see that. Also happy to see the updates on the door. I think I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that door asset will probably be able to be used in many different levels. I think it looks pretty versatile actually.
Yes. And now what about the objects placed in the arena to sort of have combat on? Sort of jungle gym-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
yeah, I like the jungle gyms. I do. The
Okay.
jungle gyms are super duper great. They look, as I said, they look good. They could actually be in the game. I'm actually not quite sure though if you really do want those kinds of obstacles, but I guess we'll find out when we actually start playing around on them. But for now, they look very awesome. So
Right. I
yeah,
think that they're optional at this point. So, meaning, in the arena you could have maybe one or two or something like that, not necessarily all of them at the same time, but it will be fun to run and climb around and um, if currently if the rabbits jump off of one of those and kick you, you're gonna die.
yeah,
So next we got this little speed painting concept art of what the marketplace might look like, and I think it's kind of a cool looking market. What do you think?
yeah. As usual, Aubrey makes awesome concept art, so it looks great, obviously. And as he's talking about, he's making this as a first concept art to show the mood, stuff like that. And I like it. It's very awesome in many different ways.
Right. Um, I like that it looks like there's some more characters other than just rabbits. It looks like there's a rat selling at the booth, and there's a cat walking away in the distance. It makes it feel like this is an event that the entire crowd, the entire population might go to see.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I mean, that was sort of the whole thing with the Colosseum and the gladiators was, you know, the emperor was there, but also the peasants were there and the noble class. Everyone went and attended these events together, and it, on a maybe a superficial level, but it made the peasant class feel closer to the nobility, maybe.
That would probably be the case. I would probably feel closer to the king if I got to go to the to his things. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I do in this age and time, but if I didn't and I suddenly could, for sure,
Right.
man.
Right. If there were events that you couldn't go to, but then, hey, there's an event you can go to, and the king will be there, and he will, at least on a superficial level, interact with you and the crowd. It will be great. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you see some sort of concept art populating the exterior to sort of show where the booths might go, and some more concepts about the details of the booths. Overall, I think it shows off nicely what is coming up for the arena.
Yeah, it totally is. He is. I like how he details every object that he's going to make before he makes them, and thinks about, what he's going to make, so he won't have to do. So he won't have any redundancy, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. And I'm really looking forward to having this arena being complete. It's going to look so awesome.
Yeah. I think that it will be a big milestone in the game, because it feels like, at this point, sort of like the arena mod that we already saw, that, with the arena in place, they could release sort of an official level that's, close to done, an arena thing where you could sit there and play the game for, you turn it on, you open the arena, and you go, So that's a big
Yeah.
step forward, I think.
Yeah, hopefully they will be able to keep that as like a game mode. They could make a game mode out of that. Right?
The fact that they're putting in an arena and that Aubrey has spent so much time working on it, it honestly wouldn't surprise me. So,
I think it would be great, especially considering that means the community will have something